Strength begins with perspective. Strength does not begin in your muscles, your finances, or your circumstances. Strength begins in your mindset, specifically in how you interpret what is happening to you. Two people can face the same storm and come out completely different, not because the storm changed, but because their perspective did. One sees destruction, the other sees development. Most people lose strength because they assume difficulty means something has gone wrong. They believe hardship is proof that they are failing, being punished, or falling behind. That belief alone drains energy, motivation, and confidence. But when you shift your perspective, everything changes. The pressure you once resented becomes preparation. The obstacle you feared becomes instruction. The delay you hated becomes refinement. Every challenge carries a message. It is asking you to grow in patience, discipline, wisdom, courage, or self-belief. When you start viewing problems as teachers instead of enemies, you stop collapsing under pressure and start standing taller within it. Perspective doesn't remove the weight, it teaches you how to carry it. Strength is not about pretending things don't hurt. It's about refusing to let pain define the meaning of your situation. You can be disappointed and still determined. You can be tired and still committed. You can be uncertain and still moving forward. Perspective allows you to say, this is hard, but it is not hopeless. When you understand that life is shaping you, not sabotaging you, your internal dialogue changes. Instead of saying, chap, I can't take this anymore, you begin saying, this is developing something in me I will need later. And once you believe there is purpose in the process, you gain access to endurance you didn't know you had. Perspective also reminds you that this moment is not the whole story. You are seeing a chapter, not the ending. Strength comes from realizing that what you see right now is incomplete information. Many people give up simply because they judge their lives too early. They quit in the middle of the lesson, right before clarity arrives. Staying strong means refusing to interpret temporary difficulty as permanent defeat. It means trusting that growth often looks like struggle while it's happening. When you change how you see the situation, you change how you experience it. And that mental shift is where real strength begins. Pain has a purpose. Pain is one of life's most misunderstood experiences. People assume pain is meaningless, random, or cruel. But pain is rarely wasted. It is one of the most powerful tools for development, even though it is uncomfortable, unwanted, and often misunderstood. The problem is not pain itself. The problem is resisting the lesson inside it. Every time you experience pain, something is being exposed. Weak habits, unhealthy attachments, unrealistic expectations, untapped strength. Pain reveals what comfort hides. Without it, many people would never grow beyond who they already are. Pain forces you to pay attention. It interrupts autopilot and demands awareness. Strength is not built in moments of ease. It is built when you are forced to adapt. Pain stretches your emotional capacity. It deepens your empathy. It sharpens your discernment. It teaches you what truly matters and what never did. Many of the qualities people admire, resilience, humility, wisdom, courage, are forged only through hardship. Pain also teaches self-reliance. It strips away illusions of control and forces you to discover what you are capable of handling on your own. When everything is going well, you don't really know how strong you are. But when support disappears, when answers are unclear, when the outcome is uncertain, you are introduced to your internal resources. There is a reason why growth often feels uncomfortable. Expansion requires resistance. Just like muscles tear before they grow stronger, character stretches before it stabilizes. Pain is not there to destroy you. It is there to expand you. But expansion only happens when you stay engaged instead of shutting down. Many people try to escape pain instead of learning from it. They numb it, avoid it, or distract themselves from it. But unresolved pain doesn't disappear. It accumulates. When you face pain honestly, when you ask what it is trying to teach you, you reclaim your power. Pain acknowledged becomes wisdom. Pain ignored becomes baggage. Pain also builds credibility within yourself. Every time you survive something difficult, You quietly prove to yourself that you are capable. That proof becomes confidence. Not loud confidence, but grounded confidence. The kind that doesn't need validation because it has evidence. Staying strong means accepting that pain is not the enemy. Quitting is. Avoidance is. Hopelessness is. Pain is simply the process by which strength is activated. When you understand that pain is shaping you for something greater, you stop asking for it to disappear and start asking for the strength to endure it. You are stronger than you feel. There are moments in life when strength feels completely absent. You wake up tired, emotionally drained, unsure how you're going to face the day, let alone the future. In those moments, it's easy to believe that strength is something you either have or you don't. But the truth is, strength is not always something you feel. More often than not, it is something you demonstrate before you ever recognize it. Feelings are temporary signals, not accurate measurements of capacity. Just because you feel weak does not mean you are weak. It simply means you are human. Strength shows up most clearly when comfort is removed, when you no longer have certainty, when reassurance is gone, when the safety net disappears. That is when real strength is revealed, not because you suddenly feel powerful, but because you keep going anyway. Think about how many things you have already survived that once felt unbearable. At the time, you probably thought, I don't know how I'm going to make it through this. Yet here you are. That didn't happen by accident. It happened because there was strength operating beneath the surface, even when doubt was loud. Strength is often quiet. It looks like getting up when you want to stay down. It looks like continuing to show up when motivation is gone. It looks like holding yourself together in private when the world never sees the effort it takes. These moments don't feel heroic, but they are the foundation of resilience. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting to feel strong before acting strong. But strength is built in motion, not in waiting. Action creates confidence. Endurance creates belief. The more you do what is required despite discomfort, the more you expand your capacity. Over time, what once felt impossible becomes manageable, not because the situation changed, but because you did. You must learn to separate your identity from your emotions. You are not your fear. You are not your exhaustion. You are not your doubt. Those are experiences passing through you, not definitions of you. Strength comes from reminding yourself of who you are, even when your emotions try to convince you otherwise. When you stop underestimating yourself, you stop collapsing under pressure. You realize that you don't need to feel ready to move forward. You just need to be willing. Strength grows when you keep choosing effort over ease, discipline over comfort, and progress over perfection. Control what you can control. One of the fastest ways to lose strength is to fight battles you were never meant to win. Many people exhaust themselves trying to control outcomes, people, timing, and circumstances that are completely outside their influence. That constant struggle creates frustration, anxiety, and emotional burnout. Strength returns when you learn to focus your energy where it actually matters. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. That distinction changes everything. When life becomes chaotic, your response becomes your anchor. Calm is not the absence of problems. It is the presence of self-control in the middle of them. Trying to control everything gives the illusion of safety, but it actually weakens you. It keeps you reactive instead of grounded. When something goes wrong, instead of adjusting, you spiral. Strength comes from acceptance, not passive acceptance, but clear-eyed understanding of reality. Acceptance allows you to conserve energy and redirect it toward action. What you can control is your mindset, your effort, your preparation, your integrity, your consistency. These are the foundations of strength. When everything else feels unstable, these elements create internal stability. They remind you that no matter what is happening externally, you still have agency. Learning to let go is not giving up. It is choosing peace over unnecessary resistance. When you stop trying to force outcomes, you become more adaptable. You stop breaking under pressure and start bending with it. Flexibility is a form of strength that many people overlook. Control also shows up in boundaries. Strength is knowing when to step back instead of pushing harder. It is knowing when to say no to protect your energy. It is recognizing that rest is not weakness and recovery is part of endurance. You cannot stay strong if you are constantly depleted. When you focus on what you can control, your confidence increases. You stop feeling helpless because you are actively participating in your own stability. Even small acts, maintaining routine, choosing discipline, managing your reactions, compound into resilience over time. Strength is not about dominating circumstances. It is about mastering yourself within them. When you control your response, you control your direction. And when you control your direction, no situation has the power to completely break you. Faith in yourself during uncertainty. Uncertainty is one of the hardest environments to remain strong in because it offers no reassurance. There are no guarantees, no clear timelines, no visible proof that things will work out. Yet this is exactly where inner strength is most required and most developed. Faith in yourself is not built when everything makes sense. It is built when nothing does. Believing in yourself during uncertainty means trusting your ability to figure things out even when you don't yet have answers. It means understanding that clarity often comes after commitment, not before it. Many people wait until they feel confident, prepared, or certain before they move forward. But strength demands that you move forward first and let confidence catch up later. There will be moments when the path ahead feels dark, when progress is invisible, and when effort seems unrewarded. In those moments, self-belief becomes a decision, not a feeling. You choose to believe, not because circumstances support it, but because giving up would cost you more than continuing. Faith in yourself is built through repetition. Every time you take a step despite fear, you reinforce trust in your own resilience. Every time you adapt instead of quitting, you gather evidence that you are capable of handling what comes next. This is not blind optimism. This is earned belief rooted in experience. Uncertainty often triggers doubt, and doubt has a way of magnifying every weakness while minimizing every strength. It reminds you of past failures, exaggerates risks, and convinces you that waiting is safer than trying. Strength comes from refusing to let doubt make decisions for you. Doubt can exist, but it does not get to drive. When you believe in yourself, you stop needing constant validation. You stop asking everyone else for permission to try. You understand that mistakes are not proof of inadequacy. They are proof of effort. Strength grows when you allow yourself to be imperfect while still being committed. Faith in yourself also means trusting your ability to recover. Even if things don't work out as planned, you believe you can regroup, adjust, and continue. That belief alone removes the fear of failure's finality. You realize that failure is not an ending, it is information. Staying strong in uncertainty is about standing on your values, your work ethic, and your willingness to persist. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You only need the courage to take the next step, trusting that your strength will meet you there. Temporary situations are not permanent identities. One of the most dangerous things you can do in difficult seasons is confuse your situation with your identity. A setback does not make you a failure. A slow season does not make you incapable. A hard chapter does not define your entire story. Strength is preserved when you remember that what you are experiencing is temporary, even when it feels consuming. People lose strength when they internalize circumstances. They stop saying, "I'm going through something," and start saying, "This is who I am." That shift is subtle but destructive. When you attach your identity to struggle, you unconsciously stop believing change is possible. Strength begins to erode not because the situation is permanent, but because your mindset makes it so. You are not your job title, your bank balance, your relationship status, or your current progress. Those are conditions, not character. Your value does not fluctuate based on circumstances. When you understand that, you stop allowing temporary losses to permanently damage your confidence. Every strong person has endured seasons they would never want to repeat. Seasons of confusion, seasons of disappointment, seasons of isolation. What separates those who emerge stronger from those who remain stuck is the ability to see the season for what it is, a phase, not a verdict. Strength is maintaining self-respect while everything feels unstable. It is continuing to believe in your worth when external evidence is limited. It is refusing to speak negatively about yourself just because life is challenging you. How you talk to yourself during hard times determines how long those times last. Temporary situations demand patience, not panic. Panic makes you rush decisions. It makes you abandon long-term vision for short-term relief. Strength allows you to endure discomfort without surrendering your standards or your future. When you stop identifying with the struggle, you regain your power. You start asking constructive questions. What can I learn here? What can I adjust? What can I do next? That shift moves you from victimhood to agency. Staying strong means holding on to who you are while everything around you feels uncertain. It means knowing that circumstances can shape you without defining you. The moment you separate your identity from your situation, you create space for growth, recovery, and forward movement, even while the challenge is still present. Standing tall until the storm passes. Staying strong does not mean the storm disappears quickly. It means you remain standing while the storm does what storms are meant to do. Life does not always give warnings before difficulty arrives. Sometimes the winds change without notice. The pressure increases suddenly, and you find yourself in conditions you never prepared for. In those moments, strength is not about controlling the weather. It is about refusing to collapse beneath it. Standing tall begins with acceptance, not surrender, not defeat, but the recognition that this moment requires endurance. When you stop fighting reality and start facing it, you conserve energy. You shift from panic to presence. You tell yourself, this is hard, but I am still here. That simple acknowledgement anchors you when everything else feels unstable. There will be days when the storm is loud, doubt will speak, fear will interrupt your peace, fatigue will test your discipline. Strength shows up when you continue your routine anyway, when you keep your commitments, when you maintain your values even when no one is watching. These small acts of consistency are what keep you upright when everything else is trying to knock you down. Standing tall also means allowing yourself to feel without falling apart. Strength is not emotional numbness. It is emotional regulation. You give yourself permission to feel disappointed, frustrated, or uncertain without allowing those emotions to control your behavior. You feel the weight, but you do not let it dictate your direction. Resilience is built in the waiting. Storms do not pass instantly, and impatience can weaken even the strongest individuals. Strength requires patience, the ability to trust time without losing effort. You continue preparing even when results are delayed. You continue believing even when progress is slow. This quiet endurance is what separates those who merely survive from those who grow stronger through adversity. Standing tall means protecting your mindset. You become intentional about what you allow into your thoughts. You stop replaying worst-case scenarios. You stop feeding fear with speculation. Instead, you ground yourself in facts, effort, and possibility. What you focus on in the storm determines whether it overwhelms you or sharpens you. It also means leaning on discipline when motivation disappears. Motivation is unreliable during hardship. Discipline is dependable. Discipline reminds you to keep moving when you feel stuck. It gives structure to chaos. It turns survival into strategy. When emotions fluctuate, discipline keeps you steady. As the storm continues, something shifts within you. You start realizing that you are still standing, still functioning, still capable. That realization builds confidence. Not the loud kind, but the unshakable kind. The kind that says, if I can handle this, I can handle what comes next. Eventually, the storm weakens, the pressure eases, the noise quiets. And when it does, you are no longer the same person who first entered it. You are stronger, more aware, more grounded. You don't just feel relief, you feel readiness. Standing tall until the storm passes is not about proving anything to others. It is about proving something to yourself. That no matter the situation, you can remain anchored. That no matter the challenge, you can endure with dignity. That no matter how fierce the storm becomes, it does not get to decide who you are or where you are going. And when the skies finally clear, you will not only have survived, you will have risen, carrying the strength that only storms can give. prepared to walk forward with confidence, clarity, and unshakable resolve.